Here's the challenge. So how do you build trust with your manager remotely, right? You're not sitting next to them. You're not, they can't see if you're not watching YouTube, or if you're not watching Mari Pavic like all day long, which is someone who I spoke to. He said he watched Mari Pavic for 3 weeks and just did like lightweight emails before he realized I actually need to figure this thing out. So put yourself in their shoes, right? Here are some things that they're probably asking about you. If you think there's issues with trust, is, what are they doing today? Are they actually being productive if they're at a home or at a co-working space? Are they making me look good as a manager, right? Like ultimately they're responsible for you. So are you helping them look good for their management, in front of their company? Are they playing video games all day? Are they less productive at home than they are at work? Very common, at the pyramid that Darrin talked about, that underlying assumption that people are more productive in the office than at home. And it just depends really on the person and the situation. So how do you work through this? Well, there's something called managing up, and managing up is you taking responsibility to help to empower your manager to be a better manager of you. And so this is you figuring out how you can do a better job of that, instead of just assuming that, the manager knows everything and they're just going to do what they need to do, when in the reality, we've all had managers that are terrible, and hopefully you have a really good manager. But even in the case of a good manager, you need to be able to manage up. So this is something taken from the Lighthouse blog, and Lighthouse is a tool to help manage one-on-ones. And so what they say there is, have a call with them, saying you want to do a better job helping them manage you. And they're not going to outright say that they don't trust you, because you say, if you say, hey, do you trust me? Of course, they're not going to say, no, I really don't trust you. So here's some questions that we can use to draw them out, to find out the real situation about ways that you can help manage them. What information do you feel that you're missing that you need to know to do your job better? And again, you're going to have this presentation. So if you're taking notes, great, but you'll be able to see all of this after the fact as well. At what level is a problem important enough that I should raise it with you? What is the best way to do so? So this is not, again, these are not, it's very subtle ways to figure out what angles they're maybe not so comfortable with you. How would you like me to present things to you, and what for things that I want coaching on? So these are areas maybe they like the underlying thing here is maybe they know some areas that they want you to grow. And so you're kind of calling them out into these different areas. Pretty subtle, but very powerful. And here's a bonus one for remote teams, is what kind of responsiveness do you expect? If maybe they expect you to respond within 5 minutes during working hours, maybe they're okay with you answering 5 hours later. Having that assumption clearly explicit could really help. And then you can come up with different ways to be able to manage this, to be able to make this effective in your company. You could be the hero that maybe introduces a really good project management tool that helps the company. Maybe you can do daily email reports or check-ins, checkouts, weekly one-on-ones to help prioritize things with them, stand-up meetings. Maybe there's other stuff. But here are some ways that you can kind of, depending on how they answer those questions, that you can kind of manage that.